Okay, now I'm going to start using gems, which is a questionable use of having gems, period. But I need more dual gazers, so I'm going to... How many... Hold on. That is not where I'm supposed to go to find this information. Do I not understand how the user interface works? Okay, I've got 5 pendants, so... I want 4 dual gate. I want to purchase full... Okay, my English is in need of repair. Guys, I do not know what how did I... Oh, right, I clicked this. And I would like to get more. Because I was lazy. But you can believe that I wasn't ranked because... Actually, what reason do you have to believe that? Considering you can actually purchase these with gems? I did something similar to this recently. Except it was worse. It was so much worse. Okay, now was that... No, I need another one. For no other reason than I am just insane. I really regretted being so lazy though. Because I should have put in the effort. Like seriously, I could have. Maybe then I'd at least be in platinum. Excuse me, why did I purchase those dual gazers if I'm not going to use them? That is a very good question. My answer to that is, I am going to use my dual gazers. I'm going to just use all of them. I'm going to duel, and it will be very, very glorious. It will be some of the most cursed duels of all time, but they will also be fun. To whatever extent I can experience fun. I can still experience some amount of fun or I wouldn't be here. I've got so many videos of me playing this game, it's obvious I enjoy it. And as lazy as I was, it took one loss to make me just be like, if I didn't have other plans, I would have just sat there, just getting my way. And you may be like, what the hell does that mean? I would have sat there dueling until I got back into platinum. But there were other things I wanted to do, so I didn't do that. You may be like, what else were you doing? What else was I doing? I was fighting a raid boss. A different one. One that I enjoy doing against even less. You may be like, how does that even work? Yeah, that depends. Honestly, I do not understand why certain things aren't that fun. I don't even know it goes into something being fun anymore. And because I sent having fun to the graveyard once. It was not intentional, I didn't mean to do it, but it happened. And you may be like, okay, but what actually happened though? Yeah, I'm not sure. I just know that I read a letter and I ended up with anhedonia as a side effect. No, I do not know why I I don't know why that letter was enough to trigger my anhedonia specifically, but it's starting to make me think I was close enough to getting it anyway. So I don't really know how much of a trigger that letter was. But I definitely started to hate myself because of it. And getting rid of Social Security does not fix the problem that Social Security initially triggered. In fact, it's not even Social Security's fault that I have anhedonia. Although it is funny that because of a letter they sent, I developed anhedonia. Which is more, I would say, more disabling than depression by itself. I used to be offended that having anhedonia was not considered something that could be separate, but actually, it's fitting. It's fitting that And it's like, I thought that anhedonia could be separate from depression, but even without it being its own thing, I'm just like, the fact that I have anhedonia is already listed under the diagnosis on file. You can tell that I've got some shit going on because I keep having appointments. I take medication. I deal with all kinds of shit. I don't really understand why Social Security works the way that it does, but I mean, I don't get to decide this shit. Okay, so I'm going to attack him. He's probably going to destroy me next turn because, well, Nash does that very well. I mean, he's a very good raid boss. What am I supposed to say to that? I mean, he's just a good raid boss. He's actually justifiably a raid boss. He's just so good at it. He's so good at it that I just lose over and over. Although, perhaps I could benefit from sucking less. I think that if I was a better duelist, maybe this event wouldn't be as big of a deal as it is. Yeah, well, I'm not as good of a duelist as normal people. I might be able to change this in the future, but right now is not that time. Oh, really? I will destroy things. I'm good at destroying things, Nash. Do not, do not disagree with me. You know, you've seen me destroy things. You should know you were there. Sort of. I mean, I'm dueling you, so what the hell do you expect me to say? That the person I'm dueling was not here to witness my demise? I mean, what? Okay, well, we know that I do all sorts of shit to myself, so let's not get any wild ideas. Except I do get wild ideas all the time. In fact, I need them to stay sane. Why am I even arguing that I am sane? I think it. Dude, why is this music playing? Who's winning this duel? Not me, that's for sure. My active character is not a reflection on my own capabilities. I am not actually as good at playing this game as Nash is. I mean, for most duelists, I'm not as good at playing this game. For most players, I am not as good at playing this game. The only reason I have any skill whatsoever is because I somehow lucked out. I just found a deck I'm really good at using, and Konami made a bunch of skills that really, really support that deck very well. I mean, technically we're working with an entire half of an archetype here, but whatever. I do not think I was the kind of person to use a hero deck, to be honest. I never thought I would use one, and if you told me that I was going to use a hero deck like a decade ago, I would think you were insane. I might think that you meant Destiny heroes, though. But, yeah, no. I just wouldn't have believed you. I would have been like, me use that deck? Are you insane? Well, I may want to. I want to ask myself so many questions. Like, for example, could I be less cursed? You know, being less cursed would definitely help it a lot, wouldn't it? I'm going to get an extra one because I didn't finish that off. I just like how I'm using gens on this. And remember, I said I did something like this, recently, so this isn't the most recent time. Actually, this is the most recent time I've done this. But I've basically used the gems and wasted them, probably, and pointlessly. But this actually has more point to it. It's not as stupid. Now, it may seem stupid, but remember I haven't been willing to change decks. I'm still using the same archetype I was when I first started. Sort of. Okay, I had to unlock Jack's world before I could actually start using heroes, but, I definitely still switched to that archetype, basically as soon as I was forced to use it. And I bitched about it. It was very short-lived. Maybe like you bitched about it. Yes, right before I started to realize, wait, I'm actually good at using this. And then everything changed. I did not expect any of that. Although using Ubel in my deck really isn't a surprise to me. I always thought it was fun to use cards with 0 attack to attack my opponent. I mean, that sounds like me, doesn't it? I put a card in attack position with 0 attack. Pretty sure that says something about me, doesn't it? Let's not think about that too much. Okay, now I've got to win this. Now, I would use gems on something better, but I just you have to understand. I haven't been willing to change decks, so what exactly am I going to use those gems for? And if I don't use my gems, I will get some in my inbox and they will start to expire if I don't use them. So using gems for this is actually less stupid than it sounds. It's still stupid, don't get me wrong. I mean, he uses a gem for this. Well, I definitely use gems for this, I just did. Okay, I'm not the biggest fan of what I'm about to do, but I'm just so dead that Dude, do I never get better at playing this? I've been playing this game for so long and I'm still doing the worst. No, I'm just not getting anywhere, I'm just dead. I can, um, hold on. This is so stupid. This is just so stupid. I'm going to have some fun though. So dude, what are you doing? You're in a gate. Oh my god, I cannot believe this. Oh, the duel is over. I may as well accept defeat. I mean, listen, what am I supposed to say? The duel isn't over? Oh, like, who's going to believe that information? You brought it back. Okay, well, I've decided that I'm going to choose that card to... What? Yeah, I decided I was going to take myself out the way that I wanted to be taken out. Yeah, you know, it's very important. Okay, well, I'm dead. But I chose not. I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter what I did because this was just a feat of the highest order. I'm going to use currency. I'm, I'm just, this is stupid. We know this is stupid because I confessed to it. Okay. So, well, you know what? I'm just going to auto duel the rest of this. Wait. I just want to do better. I just want to have a good duel, you know? A good duel during this raid boss event. It would be great. But for whatever reason, I keep sabotaging myself. I have no idea what that's about. Now, sometimes it really is about the cards I draw, though. I really just decided that was what I was going to do. Okay, sure. Hmm. Let's assume I write that. We know I didn't. We know I didn't. Dear God, I didn't read anything. Yes, and the last time I did read, it was a bit of awkward silence because I was reading. Awkward silence never makes for entertainment, does it? Do you understand why I never read? A lot of the times it's just, I know it wouldn't be very entertaining. And when I try, it's not like I comprehend the information I'm reading. My reading comprehension goes out the window. Oh shit. I don't have much currency built up, so I just can't go back into this duel. Well, he's going to address that by destroying me. Yeah, this is... Quite frankly, I thought that I could pull something off, but that's entirely RNG based. This deck is, well, it would be more consistent if I actually built it properly, but that's not how you duel a raid boss. So building this deck properly will have to wait. I don't even know how to build it properly. I would have to look at the deck list for that. And get my ass kicked with it a billion more times. I'm sure people are still using this deck in ranked. I just haven't seen it because I haven't been in ranked. And that is just, dear God. I'm gonna go get some more currency. Be right back. I'm currently leveling up Serenity. Oh God, I don't think Serenity should duel Yami Merrick. I don't think she would. I think she would be traumatized. I mean, I would imagine that Joey should also be traumatized, but apparently the only one that really got traumatized was Mai. And that's only if you care about the fourth season, which I do. I liked the fourth season. It was pretty good, actually. Now, some people don't like it, probably because it's filler, but there are other things that could be argued to be a problem. Like I like what they did with Mai during season 4, but other people may not necessarily like it. Me though, I think it makes sense that she went through some freaking shit, so of course she's going to, you know, do a lot of shit. You know what? When you go through a lot of shit, it changes you, okay? So what happened with Mai is not too much of a surprise. We know that Yummy Bear traumatizes people, okay? He probably traumatizes Um, well, he probably traumatized his other half, to be fair. I mean, his other half was already traumatized enough. That's why Yummy Merrick was able to come into existence. Though that is not necessarily how that actually works, but whatever. Who cares about reality or standards? Or research for that matter? And now I'm not claiming to know how it works. In many cases, I only know how certain mental illnesses work when I have them. And in some cases, I don't even understand them that well, even then. Although, yes, though. I can probably take her on. Of course, if I break, that's a different story. Anyway, I should probably grind off screen. I mean, it's not very entertaining to watch me go around dueling legendary duelists, is it? I don't know, maybe it is entertaining. Maybe I'm keeping it entertaining with my dialogue. I'd like to think I've got a personality that can surpass the content of the game I'm playing. I do play other games, which Source. Well, Vanguard Zero is still on my channel, even though it's dead. And, I do have plans for Madoka Exeter content in the future, which people are probably questioning because I haven't been uploading any of it. Yeah, I haven't uploaded any content for that game, sure, but I've also been having a bunch of encoding preset errors, which I don't think helps when it comes to a game like that. I was going to go duel the raid boss as Declan, wasn't I? Stupid. Anyway, I'll be back in a second when I'm done dealing with legendaries. I'm not going to duel all of them, just some of them. I just need enough currency to, well, um, justify going back to the raid boss and having a normal duel again. Though I might actually finish that duel off screen because I'm sick of it and I want to duel him at a higher level. Even though that inevitably means I will suffer more. But, I mean, judging from what I keep saying, I apparently want to suffer. Well, I don't actually, but what's exactly what part of I want to do Yubel's event sounds like I don't want to suffer? Well, if I don't want to suffer, then too bad, because even outside of this game, I suffer. You may be like, why? I will be back in the next video, okay?